Hey everyone, my name is Zach. I'm a 22-year-old competitive boulderer from Canada, currently living near Frankfurt, Germany. Welcome back to the COMPCLIMB training series, where I record all of my training, provide in-depth analysis of every session, and just chat about climbing with an emphasis on competition. I just got done competing at the ZUGZWANG competition at a gym called Boulder Olymp. It's in a town called Bexbach, and it's like a couple hours away from where we live. And I heard about this competition actually during the day that I was filming the setting video. Eric, the head setter of Studio Block, told me that there was a comp happening in a few days and he was going to be part of the setting team, and it sounded interesting. And I'm sort of in a phase right now where I definitely want to be doing like a lot of events and like local events. The last year of training for me, I didn't actually get a whole lot of comps in, so I feel like I'm missing a bit of experience. So going into next season, not only do I want to be like just doing a lot of good training to prepare for it, but I also want to be doing like a lot of competitions. And even if it's just local events, like it's still good practice. So I definitely was down for the opportunity to get some comp practice in, especially as we're like sort of on route preparing for Canadian Nationals at the end of November. It's always good to have more practice under my belt. So yeah, this was just a local event. It was like just a regular scramble qualifier with 35 boulders, and then like the top 6 go to final, or it was like a World Cup format. And so because it's a scramble qualifier, I didn't really get any video from the qualifiers, same as E4. It's just like, you know, it's crowded. And Maddie accompanied me she was like, did a bit of training during the competition. She wasn't really gonna compete in it, so she was able to get obviously video finals. And she actually got one video of the qualifiers, which was kind of fun, and it ended up being pretty good because it features a good tip of the day. So yeah, let's jump into the one boulder that we filmed the qualifiers, and then we'll go into finals. So here we are with the one boulder from the qualification that I was able to get some footage of. This was the one boulder I wasn't able to do. There were 35 boulders in the scramble round, and I was able to get 34 tops, and then this was the one I couldn't do. It's a slab, obviously, and yeah, it was quite hard. I think it saw one top, but then Maddie, it was topped by one other guy, and then Maddie actually did the last half of it, but didn't do it from the start. So basically 2 tops. I worked it for a little bit, but I could tell that it wasn't super necessary to qualify for finals, so I only worked it for so long till I started getting tired. But anyway, this is like, we're going to start off with the tip of the day right away, and this boulder is like a good one. So if you notice this move over to the right, where I have to like fall and lean into this beam to like sort of land this press, that move took a while to figure out, and same thing for Maddie. Like that was one of the hardest moves, and it's because the foothold is really bad. Like the right foothold that you have to stand on, it's obviously like the dual techs around the edges, and it's just like that garbage little flat hold foothold like from that line. And so my tip of the day is like kind of simple for this one. Something that often helps me on moves where you have to sort of move off of a really bad foot, and it's like kind of a foot where you can't trust it, right? It's like the classic, like I just can't trust this foot, but I have to do a move off of it. What I find always works for me really well is, so obviously it's like you want on these kind of footholds, you're trying to optimize as much as you can with your like your little foot adjustments until you get enough like feeling and sensation on the foothold to be able to trust it as much as possible. So what I find helps is right before I'm about to go for the move is when I adjust my foot. So let's say I'm sort of on this hold that I was on, and I was adjusting my right foot, and then I shift my weight down to the right before I go and do the move. There's a chance that my foot's gonna like shift a bit, and then all of a sudden I will trust it less just because of how it moves. So what I started to do on that boulder to actually help me stick that move was, instead of adjusting my foot, like shifting to get into the position to line up for the move and then going, I would shift to get into the position to set up for the move before I'd adjust my foot. And now I adjust my foot so I can feel it really well, and it's like, okay, I'm good to go. I trust it like pretty well because I adjusted it and optimized as much as possible, and then I go right into the move. So basically the tip of the day is adjust your foot on a bad foot like that at the last possible moment that you can, because then there's less time between you moving off of the foothold and adjusting it. The shorter you can close the gap between the move you do and adjusting your foot, the better. And I found that really helped me on that move. So anyway, here we are for finals. So like I said, top 6 go to finals. Is your classic IFC format. And Eric Heldman, the head setter of Studio Block, was setting for this final round. And actually, another setter and owner of this gym, fun fact, is a climber called Matze Conrad. For those who know him, he is like an OG member of the German team. You know, I grew up watching like the Udo Neumann World Cup videos, and like that was just my source of like inspiration as a kid, like wanting to compete and whatnot. And he was always like featured in the videos, and I'm like a big fan of him. And I got to meet him because he was also emceeing the final round, and like he'd give me a high five every time I got a top, and then he talked to me at the end. I was fanboying pretty hard actually. It was pretty fun to meet him. But yeah, so we had some like high profile setters setting for this final round, and it's very evident by just how good the boulders were. That first boulder, after the preview, I knew that these were all, like I could tell, like, okay, all these boulders look super doable for me, and it's going to come down to attempts. So I was really going into this final round with that in mind. Like I was going to definitely try and optimize my attempts as much as possible, and I knew that it probably wouldn't be like the difficulty of the top was the separator. That was my headspace going into the final round. So I was really trying to optimize my attempts, and I was able to get a flash of that first one. That was definitely sketching me out the most. It ended up looking a lot harder than it actually was. It turned out that those footholds, like the little footholds, were a lot better than I thought. And then this run, I felt pretty confident on, just because we'd been doing some pretty solid run moves lately in training, like that Boulder Eric set on the comp wall from the setting video, and that I did like the other day. That actually like boosted my confidence on my runs like by a lot. Like I felt like super solid on that run. So when I turned around and saw this run in finals, I was like, you know what? No, I'm like, runs aren't my forte, but you know what? I don't feel like I'm scared of them anymore, especially just because I just had recently got like a good send of a run boulder like under my belt. So it was nice how that gave me confidence. And it's kind of a funny theme too. That's sort of what happened in E4 is that, remember when Gianni set me that sort of palm off the wall move into a swing off one arm, and then I saw that move in finals and I was like ready and confident to do it. That's why it's great to get like a variety of bowlers and really make sure you get on like, you know, lots of comp style movement before a comp. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it can just really give you that confidence boost when you see these moves that you literally have just done. And that's been a fun theme lately. So anyway, there's only 3 bowlers in this final, so this is the last bowler of the round. I flashed first bowler, got the second one on my second try, and then here we are gearing up for the flash of the third bowler. I had a really good final round. I felt I was feeling like pretty strong throughout the day. And yeah, like the final bowlers. The bowlers in finals like really just suited like me and like someone like just feeling super strong, because we didn't have a slab, so there wasn't too much risk. Everything was just like if you're like strong enough, you're gonna do these bowlers, and so that really helped me shine, because I was feeling quite strong on this day. And that last bowler, how about that one? That one was super fun. that was really cool. Like that sequence, I think the setters did a really good job forcing like this like campus through to the pocket, and then having to go with the foot first. I really like that, and I'm glad that I got a good read of that. Hey, there's Matse, that's in the white outfit. He looks like a celebrity. He's like dressed like a rapper right now, but yeah, I got to meet him. That was pretty fun. But yeah, it was a fun round. I climbed pretty well. I just fell once in finals, which is pretty cool. Normally I'm not too good with my attempts, but recently I think I've been getting better at it, honestly. Like I was thinking about it, and I have like a fun little stat. It's like since Jackalope finals, the bowlers that I've done, I've all done within 3 tops, or within 3 tries. Like in Jackalope, I had like 2 flashes in finals and then 1 on my third attempt. In E4, I had 2 bowlers topped on my second attempt, and then this final I was flash, second attempt, flash. So I'm actually feeling like pretty psyched. Like usually I've been the kind of climber to just like throw myself at boulders and like just want to get to the top of them and not really be like too attempt cautious. But I think I've been really improving on that lately, and like I said, it's simply just because of the gyms that we're able to climb at. And I just like, my body just has been learning how to climb better, and has gotten so much exposure to so many different kinds of moves and so many different kind of technical styles of boulders, and lots of coordination and just lots of like jumping, and that's not something that I was getting like in the past few years in Canada. And that's just because, you know, Europe has, the climbing scene has been around for so much longer, and it's like much more developed, and I've really been noticing just I'm getting better at climbing so much easier here. And so my body doesn't need like so many attempts to figure out these boulders, and I can figure them out a lot faster, which has been really cool. And I think it's showing in my even just local events. That being said, I'm like excited to go put this sort of new form I'm feeling to the test on like some higher profile competitions next year. Like mainly the North American Cups are going to be like the biggest focus. But anyway, yeah, this wrapped up the ZUGZWANG competition at Boulder Olymp. I managed to win the event, and it was fun. I don't remember the name of the second place finisher, but third place was Philip. Maybe you remember, like I don't know how long ago, maybe like a month ago. Philip is a setter at Studioblock Mannheim. He's a super nice guy, a friend of mine, and he was helping me out on like a boulder that I was trying, where he was telling me how he was doing like this sort of shoulder rotation on a mantle boulder that I was trying, and he was giving me some advice, and I've like, talked to him a bunch, and he's a great setter. He was competing in this final, and yeah, he was third, so that was pretty fun. So yeah, that wrapped up today's competition, and tomorrow we're like just right back into training. Like we're still sort of in a high volume training phase, and we're just sort of fitting these local events into the training to help me prepare for Canadian Nationals. So it's like, it just feels like I've had such a jam-packed schedule recently. It's been crazy. And now, like, obviously the E4 competition was last weekend, and now even just next weekend we have another local event to do, and that's the Fun Cup at ZUGZWANG Mannheim. And so yeah, like I don't have any time to, like, I would love to have a rest day tomorrow, but I wrote my program. We're trying to peak for nationals a little bit, so I gotta put the training in now, and I can't afford to like just put in extra rest days. So we're going straight back to the gym tomorrow. We're gonna go have a session at ZUGZWANG Mannheim, and then in a few days, in like a week, we're gonna do another competition at ZUGZWANG Mannheim as well. And if you want to reward me for taking the W, click the subscribe button because it really helps me out a lot. Insert catchy video outro here.